have any questions from Kimberly? Have you had any questions while you've been working in the system?
Nope.
Awesome. I went back and everything looks great. So awesome. Thank you for working so hard. Y'all are doing an awesome job. Okay.
Adrian, I have a quick question. The forms that I had given you early on, the membership application forms, and I can't remember. You had said early on you would build out 5 forms, I think. Are those something that we're going to be? Are those still kind of on the docket, or is that something that we're going to be doing in the forms training? I think we're doing forms training this afternoon, right? Or is that what we're doing today?
We're doing content training now. We're going to do forms training this afternoon. I've already gotten started on those forms for you, but I'll get them finished up for you probably tomorrow, and I'll deliver all 5 of them to you tomorrow. But today we'll take the time and build the membership application together, because it's usually you guys relate best to that one because it is so important. And we can kind of finalize it and make it look all pretty and perfect and ready to go together, which is always fun as well. And then I'll complete the others and I'll send them to you, but I've gotten started on those for us.
Okay.
Awesome. And you know what, guys, and I'm sorry, I might have had Moolah with Heart reach out to you just in kind of my panic of trying to make sure I've got everybody covered. I do have Authorize.net set up for you, and I'll show you, because you guys are using Authorize.net, correct?
Right.
So if you go to Financial and Invoices, and then you can go to the payment processor icon. You guys can edit this payment processor, Authorize.net, and just throw in your API login and your transaction key and hit save, and that will put Authorize.net in here for you. That's all you have to do.
Can you make a note? Are you making notes as we're going through, or should I be making notes?
I'll do it. Wait.
Okay.
Say that again, Adrian.
You will just, and I'll send it to you in my follow-up email. You'll go to the Financial tab and then Invoices. And then you're going to click Payment Processor.
Okay.
And I'm going to include this in my follow-up email for you.
Oh, great. Okay. That'd be terrific.
Yeah. Financial, Invoices. Oops. Okay. Payment Processor. Sweet. Awesome. Cool.
So we're going to add in Authorize.net.
Yeah, we're going to activate it.
And I've added it for you. All you have to do is put in your API login and transaction key.
Gotcha.
I was going back through my notes and I was like, I shouldn't have had Heart reach out to them, and I stuck it in there for you. Okay. All right. So today for our content training, I'm really just going to be working under our website tab. And the main items that we'll be reviewing is how we can add items to your main menu, update those items. I'm going to show you guys how to update these slideshow images.
Awesome.
And the only little pieces that I'm going to have you guys do kind of like as the homework is just fill in this homepage main, homepage left, homepage right, and like the announcements. Since this is a membership module, like more like a plugin, I don't know what content you would want to highlight on this page. There has to be some type of landing page though for your members. Like once they complete a form, we could have them go back to your existing site. That's not a problem. There's just a couple of places where we need to basically have this page filled out, and we can get rid of this homepage left and homepage right and just have this main paragraph of text for right now. I'm going to show you guys how we can kind of customize this, how you can turn things off, turn things on, put text in different places, and you guys will be feeling like web designers if you're not already by the end of the training.
Hey, Adrian, on speaking of the web design, you had said something in one of your recent emails about not having the module or selected modules, and I sent you an email back saying that the link that you had sent me in a previous email didn't work. And do I need to give you the modules that we want so that they show up on when people go into the member sign-in and they're looking at the member piece of the website, that those modules are in there?
Yeah, so you sure can. What I did was I wanted to get this in place, so I chose some modules that are most often used by my associations.
Which is totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that if I can see what the options are, I would love to do that. But I mean, these look good. I just want to see if there's something else
you might want to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll send that to you.
I'm assuming that this template carries over to the membership piece of the website that people would be going into when they log into the member clicks and log in as a member, right? The template, the website template that we go through here is going to carry over. That's what they're going to be going into when they put in their member credentials.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, so each of these, and this is a great talking point. Each of these items that you see up here, we've got the member logout in this search bar. We've got the quick links where you can put just some of the key items that they might need to get to real quickly that are important. A lot of times I see a join now, my profile, if you have a directory, which you guys, I don't think you would, but something else that is an attractive thing that your members are looking for commonly, we would put as another quick link. We can add more quick links or create less, but almost all of my associations use the quick links menu. Announcements is a widget I chose for you. I can call this announcements anything you'd want me to call it. I have some associations that call it donate, and there's a big button that says donate now, and you click it and it takes you to the donation form, or contact us, and you can just select contact and it takes you to a little area where it's a contact form. We can make this whatever you want to call it. You can get really creative with it. And then I added an upcoming events. I don't know if that's going to apply to you guys, but I can turn all of these items off for you. It's so I just kind of gave you a bunch. But yes, these will be used for, this is what your members will see. Like I said, I can turn them on and off, but I will send you the modules option. I'll send that to you again in my follow-up email from today after our training so that you can go back and you can take a look at it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and I was going to mention, so you're going to hear some funky words that you guys might not have heard in the past. One is widgets and one is modules. The only difference is between a widget and a module, okay? A widget is something that you guys can change. So an announcements area, this here, this is a widget because you can update these announcements. This upcoming events, this is a module because it's pulling from your calendar, and I'm going to teach you how to use that as well. So the only difference, widgets, you guys can update. Module, it's updated by the system somehow, or our designers have to update it. And the reason, the true reason we love widgets and modules is because if your members were looking at your website on a cell phone, which is probably the majority of how people are looking at your website today, widgets and modules allow your website to remain responsive, or allows it to be responsive, so that nobody loses any capability of using any of these different components. So as you see, I just shrunk down my screen to kind of like emulate if I was on a cell phone, and all of these areas stacked, including this was the left-hand column, this was the right-hand column, up at the top, that was the main, that main paragraph. These are all stacking because they're widgets, basically.
Got it.
Sweet. Let's actually, well, I want to point out one thing before we start talking about our widgets. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys a little bit about is our media manager. Now, you guys may be familiar with using something like a media manager in the past. This is basically just an in-house file store. So you'll never be able to directly copy and paste an image into an article, or copy and paste a link into an article. An article is the funky word that we use to call a page of content. In our system, we refer to them as articles. But you'll never be able to just copy and paste items into articles. You'll always first have to save it in the media manager. So this is that in-house file store. We've got some different folders already created for you. So for all those PDFs that you have in your members only content. My designer is going to save all of those documents in this area. And then he's going to link them to those different areas of text. Did you have a question?
No, I'm just saying, okay, I'm following along.
Awesome. Awesome. I can get on a roll, so let me know if I need to slow down.
You're doing good.
Images are going to be all the images in your site. So this is going to be like if you guys have a page of board of directors, we're going to save all their pictures in this area, and that's going to be feeding to the articles. Similar to if you guys were going to send an email from the contact center from MemberClicks, you would first want to save any of those images or documents that you might want to add to that email, or a link to create like an internal link in the email too as well. So basically this is just where you're going to be storing all your images and documents. In order to add an item, let's say I wanted to upload a document. I'm just going to use my upload button down here at the bottom. It's going to pop up all of my computer files. And I'm just going to choose, let's go to my desktop, my Go Live checklist. I just double clicked it, found it in my computer file, and now we've added this into our media manager. So it's that simple. You guys will probably never have an issue with reaching a maximum file limit. I've never had anybody that's had an issue with that, so that shouldn't be an issue. If I wanted to review what this item was, I would just click on the green link. And now we've brought up the Go Live checklist that I just saved. You can also create additional folders. So let's say you guys may have like some internal forms. I can't use any spaces or special characters, but we can create new folders, and I'm just going to create this folder name. And now we've added a sub-menu item just to create a little bit of additional organization in the system.
Yeah, so like we would put maybe governance, a governance tab, for policies and procedures, or we have web tiles on our homepage, so maybe the articles that go with those web tiles. I think I get we can create organizational folders. Exactly.
Yep.
Great.
Awesome. And we have one for slideshow images, and so that's where we've saved the images that are your slideshows in your slideshow on that homepage. Okay. Awesome. Any questions on the media manager?
Nope, not for me. Kimberly? Okay.
Awesome. All right, let's keep rolling. So I want to start at this point talking about all of those different widgets we were looking at a moment ago. I'm going to go ahead and select widgets. And that's brought us to our widget manager. I'm going to go through each of these one by one and point out where this is going to be leading to. So member landing, my name is. When your members log in, they're greeted with a personalized member landing page where they can view their profile. They can, if you want to have directories, we'll have directories in there. We're going to talk more about this on our social community training. But basically, they're greeted with this really cute little name tag. And behind here, this is supposed to be the lapel of a blazer. We can change this image if this feels too cheesy to you guys. I think it's really cool and also very cute. But if you guys wanted to change this, you would just need to send me an image and we can update it for you. But
can I share with you? Can I show you an image now and see if you can use that?
Yeah. Do you want to share your screen?
If you go to pfacmeeting.org.
PFAC meeting?
pfacmeeting.org.
Sorry, PFAC meeting.
And we have this, there's a slide bar. Oh, there, that's the one right there, where it says, I'm a fiduciary, what's your superpower? Can we use that one in some form, and on the button say, hi, my name is, use that image instead of the blazer? Because one of the reasons we're probably 65–70% women, and in terms of membership, and I think the blazer is a little
Manly.
A little overly masculine.
Yeah. We can definitely use this, but I think if we tried to use those data merge fields on top of this, I think
wacky.
it would, yeah, and I think it would look cheesy because we would basically, you know what I mean? Like I think it would, but we can definitely use just this. Do you want to do that?
Just what? The
image, like without using any of the data merge fields and data merging in, like welcome, like your name, your member type, your organization. Instead of data merging in, I could just do what's on this button as is and this whole picture.
No, that's okay.
I really like their welcome badge.
You like the welcome badge?
Hi, my name is.
Okay, let's just start with that. Let's do that.
Well, can we do
the original one?
Yeah. Can we send the original that doesn't have all the data merge stuff that she's talking? Oh, never mind.
No, we'll go back to what your original with the lapel and the sticker.
I
never mind.
think I have a doctor coat. I know I've got some other images. I don't usually. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. If not, I'll send it to you.
The black blazers, it's a little masculine and like overly stuffy.
Yeah, I've got some other options. I want to see if I can show you really quickly, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. Here's one. No, that's not one. What is that?
In what block?
The one where we're trying to put the photo.
What video would you rather run?
You could do your nuggets of knowledge.
This is just where they see who they are, because this is just like, we don't want to run nuggets. We don't want to run videos in that block. It's just a little thing that shows them their name and everything, because the videos would come underneath in the content.
Okay.
It's like the hello, my name is like a header, right? It's like an introductory header on the page when they get in, or how does it actually look in the practical application of it?
Yeah, let me see if I can show you really quickly. I would need to go to, I think, just this. It's really cute, and I'll send you guys the other examples. I used to have them at my fingertips, but okay, let's go to one of your members' profiles. I should just be able to assume there.
Yeah, so it's like a header, Kimberly. And then one of the things Kimberly was asking is if are there any widgets that that we can do video feeds in? That we can pull into the website.
Would it be like an RSS feed?
It would be like a, I don't know what an RSS feed is. What is that?
It's kind of like a blog, like an outside blog that is updating, and it pulls in the updates into the widget and member clicks.
I would be pulling, well, I guess the way I would look at it is if we had videos uploaded in the Media Manager and we were putting video into blocks on the website. You know, like say I wanted to have, but they wouldn't be pulling from outside source necessarily, unless we were from our like YouTube channel.
We have a way that we can save videos in the Media Manager, and we can add them into an article that we can create. It wouldn't be automatically pulling in, but it'd be something that you guys could add the links to. You could also embed them if you have them from like a YouTube channel. You could embed them into the article. It wouldn't be automatically pulling from anywhere, but you could embed them, and I can make
It'll go into an article block then. not like
Correct.
into a widget or a module. Okay.
Correct. But I can show you what that would look like. Here's the one I was thinking of. Do you like this one at all?
Yeah, but for the men, that's going to be. Well, okay. Is there any way to use?
Oh, I thought it was curtains.
Is there any way that the system can? We need to get one that's androgynous. You know, I like that one, but
yeah, the only options would be the either this one that we have here or using the lady. Yeah, the pinstripes are probably a little bit more unisex.
Whatever, it's just black.
It's got pinstripe. It's little pinstripes.
You can't even see it. It's just black.
I can see it on mine.
I can see it on mine. Mine's just black.
Oh, well, it's for some reason it's not coming up. Okay, that looks fine. That looks good.
We can keep it like this for now, and if you guys think of other, you know, you could probably you could go on Shutterstock and look up lapel blazer. You know, you can kind of get creative and start looking around. The only thing that you guys would need to keep in mind is this data merge information has to be on the right hand side. We can't move the placement of the data merge material, so we couldn't put it in like the middle or on the left. So that's one thing I would keep in mind if you guys wanted to look on Shutterstock. But if you see an image, send it to us and we'll buy it for you and we'll throw it in there. Okay?
You're awesome. Okay,
thanks. You're welcome. Cool. So that's what that name tag looks like. Also, in our widgets area, if you wanted to change what data merged information is pulling in, you can highlight the line that you don't want pulled in on the name tag, come down to the bottom of the editor and choose Merge Data. This Merge Data button will be at the bottom of every article you create, any emails that you're creating. You can data merge in any information from the member's profile. So if you wanted to bring in just their first name, you could choose the first name field and merge in. I'm just going to choose the contact name again and merge the contact name. So I'm not going to change it. And that is kind of all there is to that hello, my name is little photograph area. The next three items, homepage main, homepage left, and homepage right. I would love for you guys to go ahead and knock these out. This is our homepage main.
Okay.
This is our homepage left. This is our homepage right. Whoops, right. If we wanted to get rid of that homepage left and homepage right, all I would have to do is unpublish by double-clicking on that green published bar. Now when I go back to the main page of your website and I hit refresh, we've just got the homepage main. So if you guys don't have information to put in left and right, you can leave them unpublished. If you do, you can just double click on the unpublished and it'll republish them and you can add it in that area. The homepage main, when I click on this, it brings us into our editor. This is a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get, which is completely true. I am not a design girl, so for me, it's almost the same as typing in a Word document. It's really a simple editor to use. It's based on Joomla, so if you guys do have any design experience, this should feel pretty familiar. We're going to talk more about the different icons and the different items that are available for you to use in this editor, but I did just want to point out where this text was, and you would literally just type right in this area. So I could say, to update this area, go to website, widgets, homepage main. So there's a little reminder for you. I'll bring it down and save. So now if we updated our home page, we can see exactly where that populates at. Pretty easy. And like I said, in a moment, we're going to talk more about the different things that you can do on our editor. Slider images. If I select the slider images widget, these are the slider images that we have on your home page. If you wanted to add a new slider image, it is so easy. We're going to place our cursor right behind the last image that was brought in. We're not going to do any spaces, any entering down. We're not going to do the next line or anything. We want to be right back to back where that last image was. come to the bottom of our editor and choose the image button. And this is going to bring up a mini media manager. So anything that we've saved in our media manager, we can access here. Use our drop down. Here are some of the items that, we created that internal forms folder a moment ago. I could go to images, site, slideshow images, choose the image that we want to populate in. And from here, we're just going to select insert this image. So I've inserted one that we already had in here. But this would be now a part of the rotation. And at that point, we would just hit save. It is really important that all of these images are the same size and that there, like I said, are no spaces, no entering down or anything like that between the images. Some funky stuff will start to happen if you do either of those things, especially if the images are different sizes.
Right.
Okay. Any questions on that? Did that make sense?
How do you delete that? The one that you just put in.
And I would imagine, do you delete just by backspacing?
Yep.
Okay.
We can just backspace right back out. All right, footer info. This is an easy peasy one. This area here. If I go back to our front page and scroll down, it's pulling right here. So if you guys wanted to add your address or an email or something like that in this area, you could definitely do so. If you wanted to leave it as is, you can do that as well. I'm going to skip to the bottom for just a second. Announcements. That's pulling into this announcements area.
Mm-hmm.
So I could say to update, select website, whoops, widgets, announcements. So you guys will have some little tips in here. I can save that, we can refresh. And now we can see the little instructions I added right in this area. Okay. Now, the last item that I wanted to show you, when your members get ready to log in, they're going to be brought to a login page, member login, and it will look just like this. So this is what the login page will, how it will appear to your members. You have the ability, by using our widgets, to add text above or below this login area. 99% of my members leave this just as it is, but I have seen some associations that will say, not a member, question mark, click here to become a member today, and they'll link it to the membership application. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that by using the custom login page content lower half. That would be below the login section. Custom login page content top half, that'd be above the login section. So I could say, for example, I'm just going to hit apply. It's going to save the changes on the front end. So now when I refresh, for example, see where that populates in at? Okay. Cool. So we're going to get rid of that. But that is something you can update as well. All right, and that completes all of our widgets. Any questions on any of the widgets that we reviewed?
Not yet, but I will.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. So the next item that I want to review with you guys is actually how we would create an article, what we can do in that article, and then how we would link that article to the main menu or our quick links menu. This is not hard, but there are a lot of clicks that we're going to be doing. So it'll probably take you a couple of times of trying to kind of wobble your way through these different instructions, but we'll go ahead and dive in, and you'll have this recording that you can go back and use as a resource. So I'm going to start by going into the website tab and choosing articles. Over time, all of the articles that we bring over from your existing site will be housed in this area. If you wanted to make an update to any of the text, you would just select the article that you want to update. For example, you guys will definitely want to update that member landing page. If I click on this article, here's that sample member landing page text that we saw when we were reviewing the member landing page a moment ago. So this is another item that you guys will need to update. This is a great place to say, welcome to our new members only site. Here are the benefits you're gaining by being with us. Here are our next events that are coming up. You know, contact us if you have any questions. This is where you contact us at. When you guys update this area, make sure you're leaving this module member landing my name is, leave this in brackets alone. This is the code that's telling that little name tag to populate in. So if you got rid of this, that little cute name tag would go away. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. If I wanted to create a new article, we would use our new icon up here in the top right-hand corner. There are a lot of icons up here. You will not use all of them. You will use this new, the plus sign a lot. You may need to move some items to trash. You can always go back, view your trash, and restore them or permanently delete them out. You can use the publish and unpublish, but just as I unpublished and published with the widgets, we can also just double click on the green published and then double click on the red unpublished to republish something. I'm going to go ahead and create a new article by using our plus sign. Mm-hmm.
What does nuke wit mean?
Yeah.
What's the bomb?
We want the bomb.
This is something that I will see, and you guys will not have the permission to see it on your end. This isn't something you would normally see. I honestly don't even know what this does. I think this is just for my designers to use.
Oh.
It looks scary.
I know.
Like, is my site going to blow up if I touch this? This is really just for our designers, though. There's going to be there's a lot of stuff under our website tab that you're not going to be using. You'll never need to use categories. You will never use front page. You will never use sponsor ads. You will never use news feeds. You will never use global check-in. All of this stuff is just for our designers.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and create a new article. So I'm going to select new. And this is our brand new article. For our example, I'm going to call this members only. And the alias auto-populates in. The alias is what creates the URL for this specific article. So if I typed in pfac.memberclicks.net/members-only, it would take me directly to this article. So whatever comes, this will come whatever after the / of your website. All right. A lot of the items that we have in here are, I'm sure, items that you've used in the past. Bolding, italicizing, underlining, strike-throughs, alignments. These are all pretty normal. Font sizes, what font size do you want to use? What font family do you want to use? Now, while you guys have the ability to use the font size and the font family, or to highlight, or to use the different colors for your fonts, I would not recommend using any of these. And the main reason is because we have some formatted fonts that we've created for you based on the colors of your logo. So if I use heading 1 for the header of my article, this is what I would recommend using for 2 main reasons. The first one, consistency. This will easily create consistency throughout your site because all of your headers will be heading 1 as long as you use heading 1 for all of them. That means they'll all be the same size, they'll all be the same color, they'll all be the same font. The second reason that I think is even cooler is if you guys went through a huge rebranding, or if you said, ugh, I'm sick of our site, we need to freshen it up. You can send us the new colors that you want to use. We will update those colors, and wherever you've used these headings, your colors will automatically update. So you're not going to have to go into every single article to get a new look and feel to your site. It's just going to happen overnight for you.
Awesome.
I kind of think that's pretty cool. A couple of other items that I want to talk about in here. If we wanted to create, what else do I want to talk about? If we wanted to add in an image, just as we added that slideshow image to the slideshow widget, we would place our cursor wherever we want the image to populate. We're coming to the bottom of our editor and choosing our image button. Once again, this is bringing a mini media manager pop-up. We can choose from our different folders in here. I'm going to choose the site folder because I know that's where your logo is housed. And we're just going to insert this image. Now.
Okay, so how do I do it? Oh, so I see a video icon up there. Is that how I would embed video?
Typically, you can grab embed code from your YouTube by right-clicking, and we have an HTML editor. I have always just added the embed code into the HTML editor.
Okay. Is that how you would recommend, or should I use the little, can you use the video icon up there next to the, on the far right?
This one here?
Yeah.
Yes. This will work as well. I've always just done code, but this will work as well.
Okay.
You would just add your file URL right into this area.
Okay.
Whenever you see this constraint proportions, make sure that you keep this checked, because what this is doing, and we're going to look at it in just a second. So let's say I wanted to change the size of my image or the look and feel of my image. I can click on my image, and this little cute tree icon up here is highlighted. If I click on this little tree icon, this allows me to control the appearance of my image. So there's that constraint proportions again. The image may be too big. I may want to change it to 100 pixels. But I don't know what the width needs to be, because I am not a designer. And when I look at this image, I have no idea what the pixels are originally, and I really don't know what the dimensions of the image are. So if I decided, oh, I'm just going to go rogue and I'm going to put in 100 here, it's going to literally make this image 100 by 100. So if the image is in a perfect square, it's going to skew the proportions of the image. Whereas if I just tell my editor to constrain the proportions, it's just going to fill in the second dimension with whatever it needs to be to keep the proportions of the image. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. The alignment determines how the text aligns with my image, the relationship of the text with my image. We've got this awesome example over here. I like to use left. This is going to force my image left and wrap my text left with the image from top to bottom. You can also use right, which will push my image right of the text. We can also add spacing between the image and the text. So right now, if we left it the way it is, that text is backing right up to the image. I can change my vertical space, which is just going to add a space cushion between my text and image. Once again, this is measured in pixels. There it is. And then the last item that we can do in here is we can add a border. This is also measured in pixels. It's just a black simple border. We can't fancy this up or anything, but it would just add a black border to the image. I'm going to update this, and now my image is smaller. We've changed the size. We've added the border. We can start adding text to this. Let me find my little, there we go. I can start adding text to this area, and it's going to wrap. And we also have that space cushion between our text and our image. The next thing that I want to do, well, let me back up. Any questions on how I added that image and changed the size or the appearance of the image?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Pretty easy peasy. I'm going to go down a little bit. Well, I'll add it right here. We're going to add an external link, and we're also going to add an internal link. The way that we will do this is I'm going to highlight the text I want to link up. If it's an external link, we're using the link icon above the editor. And I may want to link them back to this page as an external link. So we're going to throw in our URL. If I'm creating an external link, I always like the target to open in a new window. That way your member can continue browsing and navigating your MemberClick site while also opening up that external link. And at this point, we would just insert. Internal links are a little bit different. We're still going to highlight our text that we want to link up, but this time we're coming to the bottom of the editor and we're choosing site links. Choosing the site links button will allow us to link to any of the other articles inside of MemberClicks, any of the community items like your event calendar, forgot password, their profile, any menu items that we have, any forms that we've created, any files that we've saved in the media manager. So if I go to that documents, there's that Go Live checklist I saved earlier. I'm going to go ahead and link, we'll go ahead and link to the Go Live checklist. And I can have it also open up in a new page if I want it to. And we're going to insert this link. All right, any questions on how I created these internal and external links?
Nope.
All right, now this is super extra fun. Anytime you link up text, whether it's internal or external, if we go back and highlight that text, we can apply heading 6 from our formatted fonts, and it'll create a button for you.
Oh, button. Heading 6 equals button.
Yep. It'll always equal a button.
Okay. Awesome.
Just a couple other items that I use frequently, the back button or undo button or the redo button. These are some favorites of mine. Spell check only works if you highlight the text first and then apply spell check. It is not automatically applied. That trips up a lot of people. You may want to add a horizontal line to act as a separator. That's just this horizontal line that you see here. A lot of these buttons that you see through here all have to do with tables. My recommendation to you is to not use tables in your website because they are typically not responsive. So everything looks awesome and modern and is responsive on your website when somebody's looking at it on a cell phone, and then all of a sudden they go to an article where you've added a table, and now they're having to scroll, everything's looking funky. It just makes things look unprofessional. So I don't go through any of these table buttons simply because I wouldn't suggest using them.
Got it.
And then the very last item that we have here that I already kind of touched on briefly is the HTML editor. So if you guys know HTML, you can use that. Once we've completed our article, the only other item that we need to do is determine who gets to view this article. Now for you guys, and for our example, we did members only. We're going to set the group access. Who gets to see this? We're going to just toggle everybody, but we're going to go back in and find prospects and the public and uncheck whoever else we might not want to see this, and then we're going to hit save. And that determines who gets to see the specific article.
Are those permissions on each article or section that you put in?
They are.
Okay.
To make it a little bit easier, so you don't have to go into every single article to see who gets to see it, there's this little lock over here that we can click on. This is going to bring up a table for us to show us all the articles will be listed along the left-hand side. All of your groups will be listed along the top.
So I guess if somebody is looking at a page and they don't have the permission for a particular article within that page, the page automatically adjusts so it doesn't look like there's a big blank spot. Is that right?
You'll only be able to select permissions per article. So you wouldn't be able to have items on an article that some people can't see and some people can.
But if an article, like on the home page, where there's articles side by side in blocks, there's a left and a right, right?
Gotcha. No, it would just look blank if you did that. So like if I went back to the widgets, we could republish these.
Yeah, so if there were separate different permissions on each of those articles, 3 and 4, yeah. So do you understand what my question is? So that does it just look like a big blank spot, or does the site adjust?
I think I know what you're asking. So so every article that you create, it's not going to have a main page, like a main paragraph, a left and a right. They are all just going to be, let me show you. I think I know what you're asking. So let's go ahead and link this as the menu item. In order to do that, I'm going to go back to the website tab, back to the menu item, or now to menu items. I'm going to move through this a little bit quickly because I've only got about 5 minutes, but I want to show you, I think I can answer your question. You've got 4 different menus. Main menu, quick links menu. Whatever you do to the main menu affects where this home is and will build across the top. To change quick links menus, this is affecting this. You have a social networking menu. These are your social networking icons at the bottom. You also have a member menu. That's going to be a menu right below the welcome my name is name tag. For our example, I'm going to update the main menu, so I'm selecting main menu. Right now, you only have the home. Over time, this is going to look like an outline of like a paper, like a research paper. All of your menu items will be listed out here. I'm going to use my plus sign to create a new menu item. Feels like Groundhog Day because we just created a new article using a plus sign, but now we have to publish it. We have to make it accessible on the website. It's not accessible if somebody can't see a link to it, if they can't see what they're clicking. So we're going to say new, because we're creating a new menu item. This is asking us, what are you linking to? We could be linking to any of our forms, like the menu item could go directly to our forms. It could go directly to our database items. For our example's sake, we're linking directly to our single article. We just created a single article. You guys will be using this more often than anything else. If you needed a link back to your existing site, you would use an external link and just do a direct link to an external link back to your website. We're going to go ahead and do single article. We're naming our article. We have to create a title. So I'm going to call this members only because that's what we named the article we created. Where do I want this item to populate? Just the top of the menu. If I wanted to create a sub-menu, I would highlight home, and members only would become a sub-menu of the home. We want this to open in the same window. I'm going to allow everybody to see the menu item. They just can't see the article, and I'll show you what that'll look like. And then I got to choose which article is going to pop up. So when they hit the members only menu item, what pops up on the screen? I want it to go to the article we just created. I'm selecting an article, the members only. And I'm going to hit save. So what this will look like is now we have a home and a members only. We just created this members only menu item together. When I click on members only, it takes us to that. Well, it doesn't take us to that because I permissioned it. Let's go. I'm going to sign in as an admin again. There we go. It takes us to our members only article I created. This members only article is just going to go all the way down the page. It's not separated out in blocks like the home page is. So the article is either viewable by everybody or viewable by nobody, like it's the whole article that's permissioned. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if did I answer your question?
No.
What was your question?
I think that if I understand it right, the question was, so if an affiliate doesn't have permission to see a specific thing, what does he see?
Right.
When that article is.
Kimberly just explained it really.
So if we have a member, say an affiliate member who shouldn't see a specific article, okay, so we remove the affiliate permission, what does that affiliate see when they go to the page? Is there, with a missing article, is it just a blank spot, or does the website kind of rearrange things so it doesn't look like there's a blank hole there?
Okay, so you can make them, so like in this instance, I made it so that everybody could see this members only tab, but when I click on the members only tab, if I'm a non-member, let me go back to my non-member login.
Yeah, so the issue is really within the members, you know, so we've got different kinds of members. Some are fiduciaries and some are vendors, of fiduciaries, for example. If we have a particular article in the member section that's relevant only to fiduciary members, not to vendor members, and we put permissions on that article for fiduciary members, and then affiliate members are in the member site, but they don't have permission to see that fiduciary member article, what does the affiliate member see?
So if I was in this article, this is me as a non-member trying to look at the members only page, and I can't because I don't have permission to see this article.
Right. Understand that.
So if there were like different links on this article,
we're talking members, not members versus non-members. We're talking members. So they're in the member site. The members can get into the member site, but
and see this.
Yeah. So would they? I think Kimberly, we'll just see what it looks like.
We'll figure it.
We don't need to spend a lot of time on it. We'll see what it looks like.
Okay. I couldn't highlight this and say, okay, fiduciary members can't see this. Whatever's on the article, everybody would see on the article. Now, if we clicked on this, but let's see how it turns out after we add it all. And then I think it might make a little bit more sense. I am going to have to run to my 3 o'clock call, but I know we have another call today at 5:30. So I'm going to send you guys, I'm going to try to get you this video, this follow-up email before that call. But this is awesome because if you have any questions before we get to our 5:30 call, or while we're on our 5:30 call, we can talk through some of those if you guys wanted to take a second to play around for a minute. Anything I can answer before I jump to my next call for you guys?
No, thank you very much.
We'll
talk